Now we move on to the Juggernaut, because it is different. And there's the concept art for Covenant, I believe. A beautiful 3/4 rendering.
I love that. I hate the ship.
Okay.
I really do.
We've summarized.
But the artwork, the skill that went into this is something I would have on a wall, framed.
And signed would be beautiful.
Yeah.
Talk to the guy that did
Yeah.
it. Does this shot not make you appreciate it more? I mean, seeing it in...
It does, absolutely, yeah. It also gives a huge sense of scale. Like, it's huge, this ship. Which you never... a lot of the other pictures, you don't really get that. It's big, but this one just gives an impression of being huge for some reason.
Interestingly, actually, if you look to the left pod, does that look like an alien head?
Yep.
Just slightly more subtle.
Yep, absolutely.
But beautiful detailing, and it's very alien, which I overused word, obviously. In terms of design, though, we really only get to see the space jockey room, which is actually a control center, which we'll talk about in a minute. Mm-hmm. A corridor. In the movie Prometheus, they go from a big Capitol building thing through a lot of bottom corridors into the hangar bay, which has this. So I'm wondering, we know in the movie it is a ship, obviously, but one of its reasons maybe is to deliver the goo, the black goo.
The goo.
Yeah, to kill a lot of people. So it could be a weapon deployment ship. It seems a bit strange that it would be its only purpose, although we know at the bottom of the ship it has a big open bay door, which might be, in terms of symmetry, be the same placement as the top sphere. Mm-hmm. But in terms of function, I mean, we see how big the ship is, we see how big an engineer is. Pretty big, I think, like 7'5", that sort of size.
Yeah, something like that.
This is still a huge ship for them. I mean, what is it? Just an exploratory ship? Is it just a ship of the fleet?
We don't know enough about them. We don't know
anything.
Yeah, so we can't, we can't, decide that. I mean, I don't know. Do they have a fleet of ships? Is this one of the larger ones, or is it just a newer version of the older style, the derelict ship? I don't know. It's
it is a mystery.
I'm sure the books might flesh it out more.
The problem though is the Alien books would be different now to the Prometheus back story, so it's kind of difficult to...
I know.
But I'm excited to see the future of Ridley Scott's films. I mean, I liked Alien Covenant. It was sort of a retread, but I thought it was a different... it was interesting. I'm not fully happy with the origin of the aliens, but it's certainly interesting. And he did an interview recently saying the Ninjas will be back for the next movie. So kind of like bring it all together even more. Because that's an untapped resource. I mean, this race is a hell of a race. They started the human race.
Yeah.
That's a race to talk to.
They're the preservers.
The engineers. They'd be good friends.
Next shot is this is from Prometheus.
Yes. Can you zoom in on this one?
I can indeed. This is the holographic display of the actual layout of the ship. And if you notice, there's lots of large cavernous rooms that are like pockets. It's not really a universal or a deck plan per se. It's basically just big cavernous rooms that are all attached to each other.
Which again links to it being like a building. It's just multiple things together.
It makes it more organic to me. Like like this is a husk or a shell.
These are just organs.
Yeah, or it's like a peas in a pod. Something organic like that.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. This was a picture I felt lucky to find because it does give you a new perspective. Like, how is it built? Mm-hmm. Although the center room is not as big as that centerpiece, not by a long way. But we seem to have cryopods, so maybe just like it'd be kind of funny if they use the same FTL ideas. The Earth things do. They put themselves into cryostasis in between trips. They've got FTL might not be the fastest, so this ship is really just a to B. Then the rooms mean different things. I wonder what they eat. I don't know. But yeah, interesting, I thought.
Ooh, this next one's very interesting.
Fan extrapolation, I do believe, but it's what we have to go on.
Of the Juggernaut in some kind of a docking bay.
In the first movie.
Yeah.
Well, the first new movie.
Yeah.
300 meters.
Wow.
It's not huge.
No, but I don't even know what to say. I mean, that looks so cool. It looks like, the docking bay that the Millennium Falcon flew out of.
Yeah. Star Wars makes it cool. Yeah, I mean, 300 meters. I mean, the economy is what, 289?
286, 389, something like that.
So it's a little bit bigger, longer. But in terms of the spacings, there's actually less space
Yeah.
in the I guess the main pod living area. So maybe it's not as big as we think it is.
Yeah.
I would love a model this made for us. I think this is a ship that I'd love to see in motion, see compared to other ships, because you've never seen it in context with the universe of ships of sci-fi. You know, how would it look compared to a Borg cube? That'd be kind of cool. How would it look compared to a lot of stuff? I don't know. But I do, like I said, I do prefer it with the more circular. It flows better, I think.
Next one is a close-up of it on the ground. You can see the sizing there with the person.
Yes, sure. What do you think about the scale? Because is that 300 meters, or is that just a very big, this way, like a very deep ship? Very
Oh, I say it's 300 meters. That's quite a ways in the distance.
Yeah. It's also there to show the detail, though, on the edge or the rim of it. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. But it kind of feels like it was grown. Kind of feels like it was just sort of melded together.
Yeah.
Sort of random, but sort of not. And again, that hull, the sort of the lots of lines, like it's weaved together, like it's a skin. It's yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah, it's very organic, and very alien-like. And the alien thing, again, the similarities between it and the actual aliens is very odd to me.
Well, the thing about Prometheus is that we see a mural on the wall in the big where they have the black goo in actual containers. So it's kind of like Alien, the first one. And we see murals where there are very alien-looking creatures. So I hope that, you know, David didn't create the aliens. Spoilers. Or spoilers, did not create the aliens. He was just able to recreate the aliens. I mean, you know, through testing or whatever. That, I mean, it's an engineering race that builds life. My assumption is they built this race, all the different variations of the alien. And maybe they thought, well, it's the perfect life form. It's super good. Let's, you know, we're breeding. Maybe even the skin is so resilient, you know, to anything except bullets, I guess. Maybe, but it's so resilient. We're going to use its sort of genetic code to help build our ships. So it's like a chicken and egg. The engineers built society, developed this thing, used a life-creating weapon to help them create these ships through research. I would prefer that than, you know, David created it. He's smarter than all of them, because they're alien beasts in the other film. Like, you can see you see the imagery. So clearly, it's not just a, you know, personally.
Yeah. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Again, concept art from Covenant.
I love the cathedral-like look of this room.
Yes.
Did we find out, is that a gun?
No.
What is it?
So, you don't remember Prometheus much, do you?
Well, I've watched it twice.
You haven't seen any in Covenant, have you?
Not yet.
I feel like I spoiled some stuff. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. You should see it. I enjoyed it, though. So, yeah, this is actually a primary control room, or at least one of the primary control rooms. You've got a primary seat somewhere. These big pods are cryosleep pods. You've got a chair. I think it's meant to be there, but it's not clear. It has a big hologram, and then there's a picture later on, but there's a whole holographic display. The pilot has to actually get into the middle chair, which they can spin. It all sort of activates, and then through that you fly the ship. So it's actually the flying interface, which is weird. But again, we are, as Doug Drexler, the legend says, ape brain. Why should that be a gun? It looks like a gun, but that's to us. You know,
Gun or a telescope? That's what I always thought.
Yeah. Inside the middle of a ship. We're gonna shoot the ship, guys. Yep. But beautiful concept art. I mean, it's very nice.
Yeah, I love that.
There we go. So this is what it looks like. This was great. This was in a prequel piece produced for the prequel. It was a 2-3 minute piece with Shaw. She came back as an Alien Covenant prequel, and she wasn't in the movie, so they brought her back for literally this. But it gets to link in between, and in the end, it shows it in full operation. Shows how big the chair is. Shows how small she is. So what do you think of this? I mean, certainly advanced. I think it's fair to say. But what do you think in terms of tech and such? What does it look?
Yeah, it looks like every other tech we've seen. The hologram. That's just, you know, advanced, and, you know, I wouldn't necessarily expect that from these guys, but the control interfaces are interesting with all the electricity back and forth. But yeah, I don't really have much to say because I'm not a fan of this ship. The organic nature of it just bugs the hell out of me, and I don't.
So this is your Knight Rider then?
What do you mean?
I'm not as much of a fan. Or the Jupiter 2, I guess. the original. It's like, I'm not really a fan. Just like, this is a classic as well. Just not really a fan. We able put in personal opinion, guys. We all have reasons. Yeah, this is in operation. The only time we ever get to see it properly in operation, with David as a pilot and Shaw as doing stuff, whatever she does. You can see there's all these control interfaces, and I guess when you put the helmet on it, you need it for breathing. I don't know. But interesting for sure.
Yeah.
And this is it. Long shot again. A lot of holograms. Very colourful, but in a sort of monotone way. I guess kind of like different shades of blue and very bright. Very weird though.
Yeah. I don't have much to say.
Okay.
It's just there's nothing really going on here for me that's new or exciting.
Next picture then. Let's go through them. This is a pretty cool bit. Did you then this video? So they go to the engineered planet, and they dock with this thing. I love it as I think the next picture shows it from the bottom.
So this isn't part of Covenant then?
It is in there's a flashback in Covenant where you see this bit. Yes. If you go to the next picture, I think you see from below. Yep. So it's another wonderful HR guy got just like a scorpion tail. It docks into it as part of it, and I assume it goes down to the bottom deck as we saw.
Yeah.
So big ship, they build bigger. Really excessive for a docking bay, but why not? And then this is it. I liked it because you get to see it again close with all the different skin, and there's some bits sticking out, and a lot of texture.
Yes.
There you go. It can survive a spaceship crashing into the hull and not actually make a hole.
Nice.
So it's pretty strong. That's the whole reason for this picture. I know in Alien, it does have a hole. That's how they get into it. But this is not that ship, and this is not that planet. So, yes, it survives this just fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Tough little ship.
And then this is a still from Covenant. Because it crashes lands, and look how familiar that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always lands in the same orientation.
Gravity. And
never upside down, never...
Buried with 2 prongs on the ground.
Yeah.
Yep, next. And then this is the final shot, the concept art from Covenant. So, Stuart, you basically said your closing thoughts. I know how you feel about it, but Stuart, at least talk to me about those 2 ships, its evolution... between Alien and the Prometheus franchise. Is it 2 different ships? Is it a redesign? Is it a reboot? What do you think, and which one do you prefer, if you had to say?
I'd say it's probably a refit or a newer version of the ship. It could also be a different ship class if we knew they had a fleet. I prefer the Covenant Juggernaut style. The original one looks cool, but it's not as round. It's more of a square almost, from what we saw from the top. I prefer this one, absolutely, but not a fan. It just doesn't look like a ship to me. It's too organic, too strange. I guess my ape brain just can't shippinize it. I'm just not a fan. I love the Alien movies, but there's just some things about them I just don't want to accept. I guess I can't accept. My brain just doesn't work.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Have I sold you on it slightly more from this episode? Looking through the pictures and
no. Sorry.
Have you learned some things at least?
Nah.
I just remembered because you've seen Prometheus, but
yeah, it's just no.
The impressedness in Stuart's face is just amazing. But again, I'd love the 3D model. I think it'd be fun to see move, and see how interesting it would look. Because it would look weird. I mean, you're right. The first thing you said was alien horseshoe, and it is. But that's the thing. It's an alien. That's the problem with using the word alien as the title. It's like, yes, it's an alien-looking thing. What does alien mean? I don't know. It means anything not human, extraterrestrial. I like it. It's iconic, I think. It's one of those weird ships of the sci-fi verse. I like and don't like they're explaining it in these new films. I like what they're doing. They're supposed to be doing it in different ways with slightly different objectives. The potential's there. Because one of the great sci-fi film mysteries is, what is this? You said, what? Although you didn't want to know that mystery, I suppose. But what is this alien ship? Why is it landed? Why, it's an interesting mystery. And I mean, it kind of has hundreds of alien eggs in the bottom, something that could ravenously destroy civilizations. You take one onto a planet, it could do havoc. Although that said, it just shoot in the face. They're not that, It's not the most devastating killing machine ever made, but pretty devastating. I think if we saw one over there, we might be screwed.
We might be.
Just might be.
Good thing there's only eggs over there then,
Yeah, good thing. Let's try and avoid that bit of the house though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
that's what happens when you don't clean for a week and you have kids.
they bring home aliens.
Anyway, guys.
Yes.
If you like the ship, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
If you dislike the ship, please tell us also. But if you like the episode,
yes,
click the like button and don't forget to alien language. That's what that was. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well, so you don't miss out on any of the future Fleetyards or Trekyards episodes that we do.
Yes.
And if you want to be notified,
ooh,
click the bell notification icon. That'll let you know every time we upload.
But can the fans out there support the show beyond just watching the show?
Nope. Of course you can.
I'll say one way, you say the other. Patreon is our monthly donation scheme, kind of like a Netflix or Hulu. All we produce is free for everyone to enjoy. But if you want to be one of those amazing people that says, you know what, they produce so much stuff I enjoy every single week. They speak like us. They talk like us. I love those guys.
It's like hanging out with friends.
We've heard that often. Then think about giving us, say, $5 a month, something like a cup of coffee a month, a bit more. Think, are we worth, an Amazon Prime account? Are we worth a Hulu account? Or do we give you enough cool content, enough guests? And we have lots more guests planned. Support what you can on a monthly basis, and it will go towards producing the show, helping the entire channel, because you guys get a lot of stuff on this channel, and hopefully more Fleetyards. 1,000 is our base goal. If we can hit 1,000 and keep 1,000, we'll do full episodes. We'll try and get more models made, use more models, show great animations, see them in context, which I've talked about in this episode, and see these things in new lights, which is part of the fun.
And the second way is head on over to Trekyards.com. There's a huge donate button. If you don't want to donate on a monthly basis, you can give us one-time donation, or every 3 months, do a quarterly donation.
Awesome, thank you.
10, 20, 25, 50, whatever you want to give. You can do that as well. That goes straight into our PayPal account. It helps out with all the stuff we need to do to keep the show up and running for you guys.
I hope you've enjoyed our togetherness. This is a rarish thing, and we hope you enjoyed all the Fleetyards episodes with us as Team Trekyards in the Canadian HQ.
Exactly. So, until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley.
And I am Commander Cockins.
And we're breathing the same air, because reason.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.